This is a video for the shut valve AS and DR that goes on the MDX outlet line, and this is a side assembly job, so it's not going to be done on the assembly line. And the workstation is not a set workstation, which means you have to come and set it up each time you want to run something. So here is a sample layout of what the workstation should look like. We've got felts, we've got the actual shut valves themselves, we've got a reject container, and we've got a good part container. And for this job you also need to have a stapler. And so that's what the workstation looks like. Now if you're building AS shut valves or DR shut valves, you will go on the shelf and you'll pull the proper part numbers. They'll be in larger containers, and so this container is not marked with the actual part number. This is just a temporary tote that we're using, and when we're done with this, we'll empty these totes back where they came from. We'll be very careful to put them right back where they came from, match the part numbers, match the way the part looks. So we'll take from large containers, put into small containers to work from, and that's how we get the workstation set up. For example, what are we going to do with a bad part? We're going to put it over here in this tote, and then all the good parts we'll put in this tote. When we're done with that tote with the good parts, we'll take those and shift them over to the assembly line, and the reject parts we'll show them to our supervisor or to the quality person, depending on how bad the situation is. So we do some pre-inspections. The first thing is that we actually have the right piece of felt, and that they all look kind of the same. And the difference is whether it's square or whether it has this feature down in this bottom left corner. That tells you whether they're all the same. So they should all look the same. If you got mixed parts, alert your supervisor. In the previous video we talked about some problems with the shut valve. First of all, you want to make sure you don't have mixed shut valves, so the shape will be a little bit different. There's also a part number right down in this area, and so you can verify that the part numbers are all the same. And you just want to look at a few parts and make sure that you don't have mixed parts. You want to see if there's any short shots or defects like that on a general level. Now for doing your assembly, you're going to do pre-inspections, you're going to do your assembly work, and you're going to do your post-inspections. And so that will be covered in the next video. We'll do our pre-inspections, we'll assemble it, we'll do our post-inspections, and we'll decide is it a good part or a bad part.